For this Madden Tips and Plays video breakdown, we show a blitz setup from the nickel 2-4 double mug. The name of the defense is called LB Blitz 3. We show how to get A-gap pressure from the strong safety, who now lines up as a linebacker. Here's a look at the play diagram for the nickel double mug LB Blitz 3. And as you notice, you have 6 defenders dropping back in zone coverage and 5 defenders rushing the quarterback. Here is a list of the defensive playbooks that you'll find the nickel 2-4 double mug LB Blitz 3 in. For this video breakdown, we're going to use the 3-4 playbook. Here are the subs that I used out of the 2-4 double mug when using the Cowboys. Now, the first one that I did here, as you look at your screen here, let's go right here and look at this guy right here. It's Wilson. Now, I moved him into the left inside linebacker. Now, he's a strong safety. He's got pretty good speed, so I put him there. And then the next adjustment I made as far as substitution was to go ahead and sub in this guy right here. This is Williams. Now, you guys have followed me along for the last couple of years. You know I've used this guy quite a bit. This is going to be Williams, so I'm going to move him into the weak side defensive tackle position. I'll show you why I did that later in the video breakdown. And then the last substitution I want to show here is going to be 𝗬𝗱𝗆𝗍, and I moved him. Basically, I just want to have another linebacker out there. And the reason for that is because he's a pretty good tackler, so I want to keep him in position just in case I need him if they were to run the ball. So that's the other reason for that. So he's going to be lined up right here at the right inside linebacker position as you look at your screen there. All right, now what I want to do is I want to go into the coaching adjustments real quick. I want to show you a couple coaching adjustments that I made. As far as the 2 defensive coach adjustments that I'm going to make are these 2 right here as you look at your screen. The first one is going to be auto flip play call off, and then I also want to do auto alignment base. Now, the base one you don't have to do. I prefer to do it to make the blitz a little bit easier. That way, the guys always stay right where I want them at. So that's going to be up to you. As far as the rest of the coaching adjustments, that's totally up to you, what you guys want to do and feel comfortable with. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and show you how to set this one up, and then we'll go into the X and O's of the play, and I'll show you how it works. So this is real simple to do. What you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and switch to this guy right here. Now, this is going to be the weak side defensive tackle. Now, we need to drop him back into some type of zone coverage. I prefer to put him into a bluff blitz. Now, you don't have to do that. You can put him into a vertical hook, a hook curl right, whatever you want to do. I'm going to go ahead and do the bluff blitz. And the reason for that is I'm going to switch over to this guy right here. Now, this is Wilson. Now, that's the one I put at the strong safety. He's a strong safety. I put at the linebacker position. The next thing I want to do is I want to hot route him. Now, again, you can leave him in a zone coverage if you want. For some reason, I feel like if I put him in man coverage on the outside receiver to his side of the screen there, which is going to be that outside receiver on the right, which is the B receiver, I don't know. For some reason, I just think this works better. So that might be something that's just in my head that I've been seeing. I don't know. But it just seems to work. Now, what I'm going to do is you're looking at your screen here with the controller, you can see I'm still holding down that right trigger. So what this is going to do when I snap this ball, that center is going to look to block the right inside linebacker. Remember, that's 𝗬𝗍𝗆𝗍. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come through and we're going to go after the quarterback and put some pressure on him. And that's the nice thing about this defense. And the cool thing about this is because I am rushing him, manly rushing him, then that weak side defensive tackle that I put in the hook zone, he's going to replace that. So I still get the same coverage. I just now have a defensive lineman dropping back. Now I realize a defensive lineman isn't very fast, but that's why you try to find your fastest defensive lineman. You put him in that position. Now I could have put Parsons in that spot if I wanted to, but I want Parsons to be able to rush on the outside just so he can use his superstar and X factor abilities to maybe get to the quarterback. All right, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and run this, and then you'll see what I mean as far as bringing that A-gap pressure with the strong safety between the center and the right guard. And then we'll go into the X and O's and we'll talk a little bit more about the play. Right there, you can see I come up the gut and get the pressure. Now, you probably noticed as I was doing that, and we're going to go in the X and O's and look at this, you're going to see that the center didn't even look to block me. From the top-down view, now we can really get into the X and O's of the play, and I can show you how this works. Now, if you remember right earlier, what I did here is I hot routed this guy right here, this weak side defensive tackle, into a 3 receiver hook. Now, as I said before, you can hot route him into whatever you want. Make sure it's your fastest defensive lineman that you got, or at least somebody's got some speed. That way, he's going to at least be in somewhat position to try to defend some of those underneath routes. Now, you can, like I said, you can hot route him whatever, curl, a hook curl, whatever you want. That's up to you. I just did the 3 receiver hook. I just think it works better. Now, the other thing I did, as you look at your screen here, was this guy right here. Now, remember, I subbed into safety for the linebacker position, only because I know a lot of you guys like to have a safety lined up here and in some of these nickel formations. Now, I don't always do that. If I have a fast linebacker, I'd rather just have a linebacker there, but that's just my preference. Now, remember, what I did do was I hot routed him into man coverage. So I put him in man coverage on this outside receiver lined up over here as you look at your screen. I'm going to go ahead and zoom out just a little bit. I put him in man coverage on this guy right there as you look at it. So just keep that in mind. Now, for some reason, I just think that works a little bit better. You could hot route him. You could luff him in the zone that he was already in. You can do whatever you want with him. I just prefer to do that. I just think it works better. Now, as you watch this, what you're going to see here is I'm trying to make sure that this center right here blocks in this direction here. I need him to look at least initially to block here, because if he does that, then I know I can get in. Now, the other thing I'm going to point out here is I also have to watch this guy right here with the running back. If the running back stays in the pass block, so if he stays here and tries to pass block, more than likely this blitz isn't going to work. So that tells me, remember, I'm in control of that safety right there. So if I see this guy staying in the pass block, if I see him staying in the pass block, that tells me I'm probably not going to get in. So rather than wasting him on a pass rush, knowing he's going to get blocked, I prefer to go ahead and just drop him back into zone coverage. And then I'm just going to take away anything over here. So if I do that, then I'm only going to have, basically, as you look at your screen here, we're going to have these guys rushing the quarterback. So we're only going to have a 4-man pass rush. But the nice thing is we took away the running back. Now he's not going out. Now they got 4 receivers going out versus my 7 defenders in pass coverage. Plus, I'm manually taking one of them. I can pretty much, take a lot of stuff away over the short to mid-middle there. And that's pretty nice. Now, one other thing I did want to point out here is you could change the coaching adjustments here. Let me give you an example here. If you want to go into the zone coaching adjustments and change the hook zones, say this, maybe you want to run it at 10 yards. Well, this guy would drop back, say 10 yards into this area here. So he'll take, or maybe even 15 yards. Maybe you want to have him drop a little bit further back. And if this blitz doesn't work because the running back stays in the pass block, then I would just go ahead and take away this underneath stuff. So that's something you could do if you guys wanted to as far as coaching adjustments. I might leave it up to you guys what you want to do. That's if the running back stays in the pass block. Or one other thing you could do, if you got a really good linebacker who's, one of the X factors, then you could go ahead and still manually rush this guy, even if the running back stays in the pass block. And then once you get up to him, hit the bull rush, and a lot of times you'll just knock him over and you'll still get to the quarterback. So that's another adjustment you can make. With that said, let's continue on with this. So as you watch here, watch how that offensive lineman, see how he kind of slides over right there? He's kind of looking this direction a little bit. That's what I want. And when I see that, then it tells me that I know I can probably get to the quarterback here, because I also saw, as you look at it, I can see this running back going out. So that tells me I've got a clear path towards the quarterback here as you look at it, such as you see on your screen. And the other thing is, remember I talked about that depth? Well, for some reason, as you look at it, this center, he never actually looks to block me. Even though he starts to drop back and try to block, he didn't block me. And I'm not sure if that's because I put him in man coverage on that outside receiver. I don't know. All I know is it works. And I've been messing around with this from a couple different formations, and it does seem to work for me pretty good. So that's what I wanted to point out to you guys. And then as you look at it, we've got some decent coverages out here. I suppose right now, if you look at it, you can see clearly there is a couple receivers open. He could throw the ball real quick and beat this blitz. Obviously, I'm not going to lie to you. This guy right here, he could look right to this guy here, possibly throw it in here, maybe throw it to the running back on the wheel route. But you know what? I'm still getting in pretty darn quick. So that's the good thing here as you look at it. Matter of fact, while we're here, let's go ahead and bring up the ticker and let's see how fast we got to the quarterback. With the pass rush ticker up, let's see how fast we can get pressure on the quarterback out of the nickel 2-4 double mug LB Blitz 3 with this particular setup I'm showing. Let's see how fast we can actually get in there. And as you look at it, we get there about roughly about 2.4 seconds or so, which makes it a fairly nice blitz setup that you can definitely bring pressure on the quarterback. Before I get to my final thoughts on this particular blitz, I want to talk about one last tip here, and that is if you're having issues getting this blitz to work, one of the things you want to do is you want to delay the strong safety or the linebacker, whoever that blitzer that you have coming through the A gap. You may have to delay him for a split second. So I want you guys to watch this, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So I've already kind of talked about what you do as far as the setup. You're going to hot route this guy right here. That's that weak side defensive tackle, and put him into a 3-receiver hook or a hook zone of some sort. And then you want to take control of the safety, in this case, who's lined up as a linebacker, and you wanted to hot route him on that outside receiver. Now, as I've already pointed out, I need to get this guy, the center, to look to block in this direction here. Now, if it's not working for you, then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to delay just for a split second, count 1001, then go after the quarterback. But make sure when you do that, make sure that the center is looking to block towards that linebacker first, then go after the quarterback. So let's go ahead and run it. You'll see what I mean. So he goes to the inside and starts to look to block that linebacker. That's when you want to go after the quarterback. So just kind of watch that when you set this up to make sure it works for you. All right, let's get on to the final thoughts and we'll get over with this video breakdown. Just want to give you guys a couple final thoughts with this particular blitz setup that I'm showing out, the nickel double mug LB Blitz 3. In that, just keep in mind, if the running back stays in the pass block, more than likely you're going to get blocked unless you can do a bull rush. So you're better off dropping the defender back into coverage, in this case the safety, and that way you get 7 guys dropping back into coverage to try to take away some of those pass routes, because they only got 4 guys going out. The other thing I want to point out is I've got another blitz set up here from the LB Blitz 3 that actually brings pressure from the strong side defensive tackle, which is really nice. And I'm going to show that here in a couple days where you guys can see that one. Now, the one thing I didn't show here is, and I'm probably doing a video breakdown on its own, is I want to show you how some of these blitz setups work against under center formations, because they actually work really well. And I want to show that here later in the maybe next week or whenever I can get around to it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video breakdown, and please subscribe, comment, and like this video breakdown or all the other videos I've been showing, because I really do put some time in here. That's why, as I said before, I haven't really had a chance to do a lot of video breakdowns, because I've been spending a lot of time in the lab when I got time, just trying to see if I can find some good blitz setup since the post patch. And I hope this one you guys enjoy. So again, guys, I appreciate your time to watch this video breakdown. Please, everybody, be safe. A lot of crazy things going on, as you guys already know, and I don't want anybody being affected by anything too crazy. If you are, I feel bad for you, and I don't want to get too much into all that. But just a lot. If you guys spend 20 minutes with me or 15 minutes with me watching my video breakdowns, I hope that gives you an opportunity to forget about all the other crazy stuff that's going on in the world.